Hi y'all, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jupiter James and this is Astro Motivation, where I awaken the astrologer within you and aim to give you a little inspiration and motivation per your unique placement within your birth chart. If that sounds good to you, let's get into it. Today we're going to get into the chart ruler, or your first house ruler through your houses within your birth chart, okay? The chart ruler, or the first house lord within a birth chart, is always going to show me as an astrologer where your life is guided. Outside of the sun, because the sun is the driving force within your birth chart, another way that I like to see where your life is leading the sun, or where you need to focus your energies into in this life, I like to go ahead and look at the first house lord, okay? It's a technique that a lot of skilled astrologers use in order to really see where this person will succeed in life, or where the main driving focus and force is in their lives, okay? How this person will get the most success, where this person should focus the most, their vitality, their strength, who they are, where it should be directed, okay? And it is when they direct and match where their first house lord is in their houses that they become the most evolved, the most self-realized, and the most successful within their lives, okay? So now, let's get into it then. So with the first lord in the first house, this is a very blessed placement, because this person is going to be very highly motivated and highly ambitious, okay? This person is going to be someone very strong. The first house, no matter what your sign on your first house may be, is ruled by Aries and ruled by Mars. If we know the archetype of Aries and Mars, we know that Aries is a very independent, very strong, very combative, and very fiery figure, very a fiery archetype. And so no matter what the sign of your rising sign or the sign of your first house lord is, it will take on that qualities. You know, if you are a Cancer rising and your moon is in the first house, you're gonna be a very fiery Cancer rising. You're gonna be a very fiery Cancer moon. You're gonna be a very ambitious Cancer moon. You're gonna be someone who's very passionate about what they do. So if that can make, you can make that assumption with anyone who has their first lord in the first house, that they are a very self-motivated, very self-confident, and they just know who they are. You know, there's no distractions, because the first lord knows who they are. This person is going to come into this world with their chest out and their chest open of saying the sign that they are. They are going to be a self-realized Cancer rising. They're going to be a self-realized Leo sun. You see, because the sun, the first house lord is matching, they're together. So it's like there's a lot of power there, there's a lot of fire, and there's a lot of self-dignification when the first lord is in the first house, okay? This person will be highly motivated, highly self-willed, and will have a lot of willpower, okay? They do not mind standing alone. It is when actually they do stand alone that they get the most attention. These people get a lot of attention because this gives very like Leo energy, because the luminary or the planet is in its respective house. It's like I don't know how to explain it, but it's really like when something matches in the birth chart, it gets a glow, right? When something is well dignified in the chart, there's a glow about it. And especially when you have the first house lord in the first house of how others see you, right? It's gonna put a big neon sign on you, because it's like you are matching, everything is well dignified, okay? It's a good chemistry and a good balance, because your first house lord is in the first house of how others see you, and they're gonna see that you are, you just know who you are. And that's because your first house lord is in the first house. There's no mixture or conglomeration, or there's no different energy being thwarted or given away, or focus given to another energy, because the first house lord is in the first house, okay? Things are just, it is the way it is. And people also with this placement sometimes feel like they can't hide their emotions, or they can't hide how they feel, because who you are is out for the world to see. Who you are is out for the world to see, you know? So first house lord in the first house, this is a very great placement for anyone who wants to achieve a lot in their life, anyone that is a leader in this life. These are my leaders. These are my people who really want to go after and lead the charge at all costs. Very highly ambitious, okay? Now, moving forward, For my first house Lord people in the second house, you are going to be someone who is motivated by your values and by money, okay? These are going to be my people who attach themselves to their family lineage, who may want to carry on the family lineage, or who wants to carry on the family line in some way, shape, or form. These people are also kind of rich or is after riches, okay? There's gonna be a lot of themes when it comes to them carrying on the name and the lineage and the money of their family and their parents and the values of their parents and where they are from, okay? These people are gonna have very Taurus qualities, because the second house, no matter what your sign on the second house may be, know that the second house is ruled by Taurus and it's ruled by Venus, and this is giving very money, luxury, and stable vibes, okay? You're going to be someone that is very stable in this life, whether it be emotionally, monetarily, physically, like we're all three. You know, I would assume it's going to be all three, because the first Lord is in the second, meaning that you are going to be a figure of wealth. You are going to be a figure of luxury. You are going to, in your appearance, you are going to probably be very beautiful and very well balanced and stable, you know, because Venus is here. You're going to be someone who shows up in the world as very even keel. You know, your emotions and your life is not going to be very topsy-turvy. You are going to be someone on a mission to attain wealth and stability in your life and carry on the lineage and the values of your family, okay? So this person could attract a lot of money very easily. This person could really just be very well versed in how to maintain and attain a dollar, all right? This person's favorite subject is probably money and their values that are true to them. Let me know the sign that your second house is in, and I will let you know what you could be exactly experiencing with this first Lord, the second house. I will write back what the qualities of that can be for you. But yeah, that is what you can experience with first Lord in the second house, okay? Moving forward to the first Lord in the third house. First Lord in the third house is going to give me the energy of someone who is seen in the public as someone who is very chatty and very social, okay? You could also be someone who is all about your siblings and you show up for your siblings. You are someone that is probably very close with your siblings. There's a very tight relationship with you and your brothers and your sisters, and the dynamic between your siblings, okay? This could also be that you are someone that I've seen a lot of people who are motivated of speaking or writing. You could be a very good writer or speaker within the public, okay? Someone who is really honing their gifts within their communication faculties. When your first Lord goes into your third house, you're gonna have a lot of a life mission of expressing yourself, okay? And having maybe a duty to your siblings or to the home that you grew up in, or to the family and to the brothers and sisters. Maybe being responsible for your brothers and sisters is something that you could see play out in life and in the world, okay? You may have a destiny of short distance traveling. You know, you traveling around a neighborhood or traveling around a lot can be something that plays out in your life. But this really gives me like writer vibes, okay? Just someone who's a writer or a speaker, or who's someone that is motivated by expressing themselves and giving this grand speech. This person wants to leave a life knowing that they've said something that matters and offered something in the communication realm that matters, okay? And this could be a lawyer even, you know, because think about that. With the first Lord being in Aries rules the first house, going into the third house, you could be someone that is very quick-witted. You know, you're very quick on your feet. You're someone who is using your words to combat and slice people down and, like, you know, go tit for tat, or you could be very good at debating. So let me know the sign that your third house is in, and I will let you know what you could be experiencing exactly with your first Lord and third house. But I will really just say right now, if I saw this in the chart, I would literally scream into my recording in my birth charts. I would say, communicate, communicate, communicate. You just need to talk. If you talk, you will become successful. If you just open your mouth, doors will open for you, okay? So remember that, all right? All right. First Lord in the fourth house, that's a tongue twister, right? First Lord in the fourth, say that 5 times fast. With First Lord in the fourth house, you are going to be someone that is focused on the home, okay? You are probably going to be someone that your life always puts you in a place where you are tending to the home. This gives me very much like housewife vibes, or someone who's in real estate, or someone who is focusing on the home and their private life, or even their mother. There's probably a very big karmic thing going on with your mother. For some reason, you either look like your mom, or you are having to take care of your mom or some way, shape, or form. You are also someone that may have to take care of your childhood home. You could be the executor of the estate, right? Or someone who in the will, the mother left the home to you, and you have to now be that. You also, this takes on very Cancerian vibes, where you are going to be someone that is very emotional and very almost kind of somewhat private. Your first lord of how people see you is in a private house, so people may not see you as much. You know, you may not be someone that goes out a lot or is seen out in the public a lot, because you are in a private sector of life. Your ascendant lord, your first house ruler, your chart ruler is in a private house of the home. So you are someone that probably shines at home and shines behind closed doors, but as far as going out and offering your energy into the public above the chart, you know, in a public setting, it's not possible for you. That's not something that your life is focused on. You probably find that your life is well balanced and goes smoothly when you are focusing on your problems and your things within your home. You know, when you are trying to give your energy to this one and that one and doing this for this job or that person over there, or leaving your home to focus on the world's problems, that's when things go disarray, and the universe probably knocks you back into your home where you need to focus on you, if it knocks you back into your private life where you need to focus on you. So a big thing and a big test that I see with people with the first lord and the fourth is that they have this tremendous amount of like caring and nurturing, because they are in the Cancerian house. You know, they may desire to be a mother, they may desire to be a parent, and so they use this parental energy to give it to people that may not deserve it. They may want to help, but the universe always, something goes wrong where people say, we don't want your help, or you get fired from that job, or whenever you are putting your energy outside of the home or in a public arena or in a public space, it's almost like people don't want to see you in that, because that's not where your energy is meant. Your energy is meant to be private, into yourself, into your home. And so there's this conflicting battle of like, but wait, I have all this care, but I have nobody to give it to, because when I do go out and give it, I get shut down, or the universe knocks me back in a place where I feel I just need to go home and continue to do my own thing. But what I will say to that is that these are my people who are meant to be very good mothers or good parents or good fathers, okay? That is where their energy is going to be best utilized, is when they build a home and a life for themselves, and through that they cultivate a family, okay? This gives me very much housewife vibes, okay? This is, because think about what a housewife is, right? A housewife is held up at home doing the duties and tending to the needs of a home, and they don't really go out much because they are at home, but they shine at home. They are the leader, they are the matriarch at home. You see what I'm saying? So this gives me very much housewife vibes. I bet a lot of people who have first house in the fourth, if you're watching this, I would make the wager that you are a housewife or intend to be a housewife in some way, shape, or form, or you know, for conversational purposes and for inclusive purposes, you are a person who wants to give your good energy to a family setting. How about that? Yeah, whether you are man, woman, black, white, purple, you know, you are that person. Let me know the sign that your fourth house is in, and that will help me let you know what you could be experiencing with your first lord in the fourth house, okay? But yeah, I feel like that's that, all right? With the first lord in the fifth house, you are going to be someone who is being challenged in this life to express yourself. This is giving me very much Leo vibes, because the first lord is already your ascendant, right? Your first lord is already in a house where the first lord is your ascendant, and the first house is your ascendant. It's how people see you already. It's like you, when you go out, people can spot you. But when it's in the fifth house, another house where you are meant to be seen, where your talents are meant to be expressed, it doubles that energy. So for me, this means that you are probably someone, I can make the wager that you probably get a lot of attention. And you probably also get a lot of attention when you are just having fun. When you go out and you have fun, you are probably the life of the party. You are the person that people want to invite out, because when you are out and you are having fun and letting go, you just have an aura about you that you can light up a room, okay? With the first lord in the fifth house is a very good placement for anyone who wants to offer their talents to the world, or who has a great gift or a need to express themselves on a stage or in a grand way, okay? These are for my actors, my singers, my pianists, my painters, anyone that has a gift and they want to give it to the world. This is what their life's mission is going to be with the first lord in the fifth house, okay? So if you have a gift, if I saw this in the birth chart, I would say, oh my God, what talent do you have? Bring it to the forefront. Don't hide it. You are not meant to hide in this life. This life is always gonna put you in positions where you are focusing on the talent that you have and bringing it to the world, okay? When you do those things, you will gain success. You will gain name, fame, recognition, all right? This is a very good placement, like I said, for my actors, my singers, my dancers, anyone that is very creative and wants to bring their talents to the forefront. You are probably in your life working on those talents, gifts, and abilities. You are also someone that also finds themselves in a lot of relationships. Romantic relationships are a big thing for you. And you are also someone that maybe cycles through a lot of relationships. It is also through your relationships that you get a lot of notoriety and a lot of attention. You are already someone that gets a lot of attention, but also through okay, so just in general, you get a lot of attention, but you get even more attention when you offer your talents and your gifts. You get even more attention when you are dating someone or in a romantic relationship with someone, and you get even more attention when you are offering your intelligence, okay? What you think, what you know, all right? So remember that, okay? You are someone that is meant to be seen in this life. If you are a shy person with first lord in the fifth house, you are in for a ride in this life, because this life is always gonna be putting you in the spotlight, okay? This is a very, very cool placement. I'm a little jealous. I want this placement. Like, I want this placement. I wanna be seen. I'm kidding. But let me know what your fifth house is, okay? Let me know the sign on your fifth house, and I will write back to you what you could be experiencing with that first house lord in the fifth house of that respective sign, okay? Because things can vary and change depending on what the sign on your fifth house is, okay? So yeah, I really do hope that you got something out of that. But my biggest advice to you is offer that talent, okay? Offer that talent, all right? All right. With first lord in the sixth house, first lord in the sixth house is gonna give me someone whose life is putting them in the direction of offering a service of some kind to the world, okay? You are gonna always be the person that is meant to take care and help and be responsible of other situations and shortcomings and people who need your help, okay? You are gonna probably be in a healing field. This gives me very much doctor or veterinarian, of someone who has the innate abilities to heal others, okay? You have the wherewithal to take a situation and make it better. Whether it be physically or health-wise, you are that. This can give me very much like a doctor, someone who is a physical trainer or a fitness trainer, right? Or did I say doctor? Yeah, doctor, a veterinarian, you know, anyone in those type of fields where it's all about health and health and fitness and routine. You could also be a very good like motivational speaker with this, because when first lord goes into the sixth house, you can motivate others to do the right thing, all right? This is how you do it. You wake up at 6 a.m. and you take yourself serious. Like, you just have that way about you where you can just really be very like preachy about how to do things in life. And you could be a symbol of that too. You could be someone that is very particular and meticulous about your day-to-day schedules and routines and how to be successful within your fitness and your diet and things like that, okay? You are someone with first lord in the sixth house that really needs to take care of your diet and your routine. You are directly linked to your diet, your physical fitness, your schedules and your routines. So when you have first lord in the sixth house, you cannot be someone who's lazy or doesn't have a set routine within your life, or just eats hot dogs and chicken fingers all day, because that will attack your health. Your schedule, you waking up at a certain hour, you going to bed at a certain hour, you're gonna have to be very militaristic. Is that a word? Militaristic? You're gonna have to be very militant in your schedules, your day-to-day routines, what you do, because if not, your health will take a decline, okay? You have to balance out your health, and I think that health and offering health to others is going to be a big concept and a driving force within your life, okay? Let me know the sign that your sixth house is in, and I will let you know what you could be experiencing with that sign, okay? Because things can vary and change with the sign that's on the sixth house, okay? Because it's not a one size fits all type of deal. This is more just a framework, but I will better be able to tell you what you could be experiencing when your sixth house has a certain sign on it, okay? But yeah, if I had a birth chart in my face and someone had first lord in the sixth house, I would scream to them, I say, doctor, 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 or health, health, health. Fitness, fitness, fitness. You need to take care of yourself, and you need to take care of others. You need to offer yourself and put yourself in a position where you are offering health and help and organization to others, okay? Now, moving forward, for first lord in the seventh house. First lord in the seventh house, this is going to be a placement for someone who is all about relationships, okay? You are going to find the most success in your life when you and another person link up, okay? Just downright. You are someone that is not going to be able to do life alone, whether it's through a marriage or through a business partner. I would really highly suggest that if you want to be successful in this life, if you want to be someone that can be the most self-realized and the most successful in your life, I would really say you are the person that, you know how they say, if you want to go fast, go by yourself, but if you want to go far, you got to take somebody with you. That is your quote, okay? You are going to have to take people with you in your life. If you go out and you link up with somebody on a like-minded vision or a goal or a mission in life, this is how you thrust yourself further in life. Relationships, relationships, relationships. You probably had a past life where you did a lot of things on your own, or where you just were not very socially adept. And so in this life, the universe wants you to be someone that learns the art of partnerships, learns the art of 50-50, of give and take, of compromise, of fairness, okay? You could be a symbol of that as well. You could be in business partnerships, or in business or in fields that are very socially driven, and are also very fair, like a judge or a lawyer, things like that, where you have to build relationships and fight for justice. That will be some themes that are in your life. You probably are also going to go through a lot of lessons where you have to be the symbol of fairness, be the symbol of hey, like, that's wrong. Like, I don't like what you did. You did that when I did this. Like, you're gonna have to go through a lot of things of that. A lot of your life is pushing you to interact with the public and to partnership with people. You are the plug. You are the socialite of the universe. You are the person that needs to be someone that relates with others, okay? Whether it be through a marriage or business partnership, or just you downright interacting with the public as a whole. You are meant to be social, and you are meant to partnerships, okay? If I had a birth chart in my face, I would say you just need to get married. You are going to be you are probably also never not in a relationship. Relationships is where you probably feel your most you. You probably feel your most self-realized when you are in a loving relationship, or when you are dating, or when you are, you know, have a boyfriend or girlfriend or a them friend, whatever. You know, like, it's gonna be very that for you, where it's just like you need to be with someone. Otherwise, you don't feel quite whole. You don't feel quite yourself, okay? If that sounds like you, let me know in the comments below. And also, while you're at it, can you let me know the sign that your seventh house is in? Because that will let me know what exactly your life's mission is with that sign, okay? I'll write back to you what you could be experiencing, because it can vary and change depending on what the sign on your seventh house is, okay? So let me know that. Relationships, relationships, relationships is key for you. It's where you will feel the most actualized and where you will gain the most success in this life, okay? Yeah, I really hope that helped you. With the first house lord in the 8th house, this is going to be a very, very magical placement, because this is going to be someone that is going to have to deal with a lot of things of unaliving, of psychology, of the mental space, of psychology, of secrecy, and other people's money. This person's life is going to put them in positions and places where they have to deal with an inheritance. They have to deal with other people's money and other people's psychological issues as well. This person could have a very scorpionic flair, because Scorpio rules the 8th house, okay? Scorpio is the ruler. No matter what your sign on your 8th house may be, know that Scorpio, Pluto, and Mars rule the 8th house. So you are going to be, when the first lord is in the 8th house, you are going to be the most, it's kind of an oxymoron, but you are going to be the most well received and actualized when you don't want to anything to do with people and you are secretive. You get what I'm saying? You're gonna gain the most power in your secrecy. You're gonna gain the most power when you don't want to be seen. I know that's an oxymoron, but this is a very like kind of magical placement, if that makes sense. It's very like Voldemort. Think about like Voldemort. Yes, it's very Voldemort. If you've ever seen Harry Potter, right? Everyone knew who Voldemort was. It was almost like you would go and you would say, oh my God, he who must not be named in the story of Harry Potter. But it was in his secrecy, in people not knowing where he was, that the entire universe of Harry Potter knew who he was. You see what I mean? So with the first lord being in the 8th house, it is literally, you are like a little mini Voldemort, and you are someone that is in this magical land. You are doing your thing, you're minding your business, and without you trying, people are gonna see you as someone who's secretive or keeping things from people, or it just could be downright that you love your own alone time. You don't want to be around people, but people will think that you are being secretive. People will think that you are hiding things, and it'll be through you not always being on the scene, because your energy is so powerful. It's so raw and so palpable and so magical that you leave a lasting impression on people, and people can't understand why you don't want to come out. Why are you not out with us? Why are you hidden away? Like, why? You see what I mean? And that why permeates, and that's how you gain power. That's how you gain influence over other people, okay? But you are going to be someone that is dealing with a lot of occult subjects. You could be someone, I see a lot of astrologers, a lot of occultists, a lot of people who are in maybe secret societies, people who are a therapist, a psychologist, you know, anyone dealing with the mind and mental health and helping others transform within the psyche or within life in general. This is what first lord in the 8th house is going to be, okay? First lord in the 8th house also shows me that your life is going to go through very many rebirths, very many chapters in life where you go from one thing to another, and who you were in that last chapter is who you can no longer be, okay? You're gonna have these moments in your life where the people that met you at a certain chapter in your life, when they come back a year later, 6 months later, you are a completely different person. They're like, who, what? I thought you were working there. Oh, but you're this now? Like, you don't even look the same. Like, who are, like, you're gonna go through a lot of transformational rebirths in this life, okay? So you are a very transformational, very powerful figure, and I would really, if I saw this in a chart, I would say to really hone your magical gifts and your magical abilities, because these are my psychics, these are my astrologers, my occultists, my healers, my Reiki healers. These are all those people that are like considered woo-woo and who can actually like exude that power and do something with that power. These are those people, okay? So this is a very, very cool placement. And so let me know the sign on your 8th house, and I will let you know what you could be experiencing with first lord in the 8th house, okay? But you are going to be someone that just sees right through the veil. You're going to see right through the veil. You're going to know other people's intentions. You're going to know other people's motivations, and you're going to know exactly the thing that others need in order to heal and in order to get better. You are going to know a lot of hidden information, and this could be for good or for bad, but you know, use it for good. But yeah, that was that. Let me know the sign, okay? Bye. When first lord is in the 9th house, first lord in the 9th house is going to give me the energy of someone who, you know, first and foremost, the 9th house rules Sagittarius, Sagittarian energy, okay? This person is probably going to have a very big karmic connection to their father and their father's teachings, and probably may want to carry on the values of their father. Believe it or not, our first guru was our father, and the 9th house rules gurus. It rules, teachers and how we deal with people who teach us. And believe it or not, the ninth house rules the father, and the father is our first guru. Okay, the father is the one who teaches you how to catch the ball, teaches you how to look both ways when you cross the street, also what life is about in general. You receive that from your father. Whether you receive those teachings or not, that was still your first guru. Okay, so you may have a large theme as far as those values that were taught to you from your father. Now, you may also have a grand mission in life to cultivate your own values, all right? To venture to far off lands and mingle with different cultures and societies and teachings and philosophies, where you begin to dibble and dabble in what the world is thinking and what the world knows and what other cultures know. And you, by way of you discovering that, you cultivate your own teachings, you cultivate your own philosophies, and you are meant to then teach those philosophies to other people. Okay, now this gives me very much people who could be a great teacher, a great professor, a great preacher of some sort. Okay, you are also going to find that when you are expanding your life, when you are moving towards things that you know will better your life or to expand your life, you get very lucky. Okay, when you are thrust into an unknown land or an unknown sect of society, the people that do not look like you, do not talk like you, do not speak like you get very lucky, and you get a lot of recognition, and you show up in those places. Okay, that is where you are the most well received, when you are away from home. If I saw this in the birth chart, I would scream at you. I would say you need to move away from home, because the further you go away from home, the more successful you will become, the more that the world will receive you, and where you will become the most self-actualized and successful. You are meant to move away from home and learn about the world and learn about different cultures, different theologies, different religions, different things, and take bits and pieces of it and put that and apply that as a part of what your personal truth is. And once you do that, you then bring those philosophies to the table to people and teach others as well. Every guru has this type of placement, and every teacher has this type of placement, because believe it or not, when you do pick up and go, right? Every guru has a relationship with the universe in their own way, right? They know something that a certain number of people don't know, and it is through you finding that you are going to be okay, right? Like, your life is always going to push you to believe. Okay, believe in something higher, believe in something bigger. And you may not know, if you were to pick up and move from your hometown or move from one place to the next, you may not know where your next meal is going to come from, where money is going to come from. But you find that if you believe that you're going to be okay, if you believe in a higher power, all of a sudden, you find that you have a place to stay and money is in your pocket. And through that, you go, oh my God, there must be a God. Wait, I'm always okay. Everything's okay. This is the universe. This is the world. This is life. And you start to cultivate those things, because on your journey to discover the world, you discover your personal union with the universe. And then through that, you will want to teach the others about God, about the universe, about philosophy, about religions. You are meant to cultivate your own philosophies by way of you going and venturing out to far out lands. And through that discovery, through you expanding your life and breaking ground into new territory, you then will cultivate the knowledge and the philosophies of the certain concepts that you want to bring to society and to the table. Okay, these are my philosophers, these are my teachers, these are my preachers, okay, or people who are working in very metaphysical subjects. Okay, so write down below if this sounds like you, and also let me know in the comments what the sign on your ninth house is, and I'll write back to you what you could be experiencing. Okay, now with the first lord in the 10th house, the first lord in the 10th house is going to be someone who is meant to leave a legacy within this life, all right? You are meant to climb the corporate ladder, and you are meant to achieve the quote-unquote success that society deems successful, okay? You are meant to gain name, fame, notoriety within your industry, and just downright in general, Capricorn. The 10th house is ruled by Capricorn. No matter what the sign on your 10th house is, know that Capricorn rules the 10th house, all right? Capricorn rules your 10th house. And so this is gonna mean that you probably have a karma to the duty or to the legacy that you wanna bring to the world, all right? You probably remember those times when you were a child or when you were in kindergarten and the teacher asked everyone in the room who they wanted to be. You probably, that is a poignant memory within your psyche. That's something you reflect on and you go, wow, you know what? I said in pre-K that I wanted to be this, I wanted to be that. And to this day, I bet you are still working towards that. Now understand this placement, although success is guaranteed, it's gonna be delayed a little bit, all right? It's gonna require that you put in a lot of time, work, and effort and tenacity into the legacy and into the image in society you want to cultivate, okay? You can't get knocked down very easily. You can't get thwarted very easily. You're gonna learn the lessons of longevity and staying power. Staying power is the biggest thing for you, okay? You're gonna have to learn the art of staying power and learning that through time, through work, through efforts and belief in yourself that you will become successful, because you will. You're gonna have all the things that we have in society deemed as successful. You're gonna have the name, the fame, the recognition, the money, all those things. You are meant to leave a legacy behind. Let me know the sign on your 10th house and I will write back to you what you could be experiencing or what you may experience with First Lord in the 10th house. But you are meant to shine in your career. You are meant to excel in your career, and you are meant to be someone who is all about their business and all about their dreams, okay? So if I saw this in the birth chart, I would say go after it. Go after it, go after it. You're gonna be highly ambitious, highly focused on your career goals, and you are gonna be the person that really does leave a legacy within the world, because whenever you have a placement that is at the top of the chart, you are going to be, like when you have a placement that is at the top of the chart, you have a placement that's at the pinnacle of the chart. It's in a very public sector, a very public position, okay? So you will gain notoriety, you will be shining in fields and in places where you are trying to become successful. This is where you are probably well received by bosses, you are well received within industries and in corporations, and people really just for some reason wants to put you in that top spot. So continue to do those things, all right? You are really meant for really big things and to leave a legacy. Let me know that sign on your 10th house and I'll write back to you what you could be experiencing with that, all right? But I really do hope that that helped you. With First Lord in the 11th house, you are going to be someone who really just wants to be someone in society in the future, okay? You are gonna be someone that is fully actualized and fully realized when you are all about the group setting, all about your friends. You are gonna be someone that is using that very much like organizational qualities. You are going to be someone that is always seen within the group, right? Within the friends. You need a posse, a gang, a community, and it is through the gang, community, posse, and like-minded people and individuals that you shine within that group, okay? You will also probably shine within an organization by way of those qualities of bringing people together, okay, of rallying people together is going to be something that you are really good at. These are my CEOs, my industry leaders. These are my people who can take a large group of people and lead them, all right? With First Lord in the 11th, you probably feel, because this is an Aquarius driven house, okay? This is an Aquarian driven house. And so Aquarius is all about healing the public. It's all about bringing something to the table in the future. I would really suggest that if you have First Lord in the 11th house, if I saw this in a birth chart reading, I would say you need to find a group of like-minded friends, individuals, or an organization that will help you bring the idea or product or yourself to the table that you can help society in some way, shape, or form. It will be through that you become the most self-actualized and successful in life, and where you will gain the most money and notoriety, okay? But this is a very good placement for someone who later in life gains a lot of name, fame, recognition by way of the things that they do in the world, all right? I would say for someone with First Lord in the 11th that you almost sometimes don't even feel like yourself. Sometimes you just feel like, okay, I won't be myself until I finally bring that thing that I know I can do to the table, where you're like, I just know, I can just bring this thing to the table, right? And you don't quite feel yourself until you get that, or until you feel that, right? Or until that time comes. But what I would suggest is that you begin working on a skill, an idea, a product where you are cultivating what you want to bring to the table in the future. And it'll be through that the right people and the right situations and the right organizations will take you on. At the same time that you are building the skill, you are then able to bring it to the world, because you are meant to do something on a large, grand scale within an organization or through a product or an idea to society, okay? It'll be then that you feel the most self-actualized and the self-realized and the most you, where you will feel like, okay, this feels right. Now I feel like me. Now I can shake and jive and have a little fun. But before, you just kind of felt like this yearning of like, I need to achieve my dream. I need to just bring something to society in some way, shape, or form, all right? You're gonna have very Aquarian ideals. You're gonna have a very Aquarian-like nature, all right? You're gonna be all about society and the larger whole, and maybe a idea that you come up with for the future, okay? So I would recommend finding friends, finding an organization, coming up with an idea that you can bring to the table in the future, and through that you will make a lot of money, all right? Let me know the sign that your 11th house is in, and I will let you know what you could be experiencing with that, because that will help me help you let you know what you could be experiencing with that first lord in the 11th house, okay? But yeah, bring something to the table for the future and you will be very, very, very successful, all right? It's a very CEO-like placement. Now, moving forward with first lord in the 11th house, you are going to be someone who really, really is very spiritual. This reminds me of like first lord in the 8th, where you are going to be pushed to isolate so that you cultivate your abilities, your psychic abilities, your creative abilities, your spiritual abilities. You are going to be someone that is seen in the world as a postulate of like spirituality or creativity, okay? So this could be my preachers, my singers, my painters, my healers, okay? My mystics, my tarot card readers, my Reiki people, my massage therapists, people that are hidden away to do very spiritual work, all right? You are meant to do very spiritual work in this life, and although it will feel isolating, if you do focus on your creative gifts or your spiritual gifts, that is when you will get the most recognition, because you will bring those things to the table, and that's how people will see you. That's where you will gain the most shine and where you will feel the most self-actualized, okay? The 12th house is all about Pisces. It's a Piscean house, okay? It also rules isolation and faraway land. So with this placement, you could be someone that for some reason or another has to move far away from home. You have to find yourself in a faraway land, okay? This is where you become the most you, is when you pick up and move and go far, okay? In a territory that is unlike your own, all right? So if I saw this in the birth chart, I would just say, first and foremost, you need to move. If you are in your hometown, you need to go. That way you shake off some of that energy of isolation, because if you stay home, you're gonna isolate. You're gonna be the person that just stays at home and not wants to do anything. But if you pick up and move, you may be able to bring those creative spiritual abilities out to the forefront, because you're using the alternative energy of, rather than isolating, when you move far away, you are now able to be yourself. You are able to be who you want to be, because you're far away from home for one reason or another, okay? But yes, spiritual healers, spiritual teachers, people who are very, very psychic, very Reiki healers, massage therapists, anyone doing something creative or in a healing field is where your life is going to be pushing you to cultivate and to hone in this life, okay? So really hone those gifts, really, really try your best to hone those gifts. Otherwise, you will find that you are isolating yourself a lot, or hiding yourself a lot, or you don't really know who you are. You will find yourself finding out who you are when you isolate yourself with the purpose of honing your spiritual gifts, okay? Honing your prophetic or psychic gifts. You could be someone that is very, very spiritually tapped in, and I want you to use those gifts, okay? But let me know the sign that your 12th house is in, and I will write back to you what you could be experiencing with that placement, all right? And yeah, I hope you really got something out of that. Bye.